When planning for this chapter, I realized something. I've made an injustice. Out of all of the retainer units, only 3 have personal business with Anankos: Odin, Laszlo, and Selena. Odin has been given, while fairly basic, sufficient training during his mission, and is rapidly approaching the end of his dark story of life and death. Laszlo has become a master of versatility, being able to support his allies and defeat foes efficiently, and he's not even close to being done. But there's nothing to show for the last one, Selena. She's been stuck as a backpack since her recruitment. She's the only unit that hasn't fought a single battle or gained a single level throughout this journey, and she is not happy. This chapter I'm going to fix my past mistakes and begin training her into a unit that can thrive. Her husband gives her the option of going into Master of Arms or Sword Master. She has a fast support with Baruka, so it wouldn't be hard to get her access to the Wyvern line either. We'll take a deeper look into her options when the map starts. Before we begin, I'm going to reclass Laszlo into a Paladin. His strength isn't bad, but I think Elbow Room will help him out a lot. Korn first uses the Dragonbane above him to let my units get closer to the enemies.
Let's end this here.
Laszlo needs to practice Katana to double, and then Poison Strike will weaken the sniper enough for Selena to get her first kill. Before that, I can set up to build support with Baruka.
Go, go! Time to play! Whoa, thanks. Huh?
I can't leave Selena in this spot. She's in range of an Omiyoji that has no trouble at all killing her, so Perry needs to shelter.
Yay, Violet!
I don't want her to be paired up at the start of next turn though, so Kaze takes Selena and drops her down. Jacob and Felicia's job is to make sure the 2 sword masters stay in place. They can do that with the last 2 uses of my freeze staff.
Let's go!
I can now safely weaken one of the sword masters on this turn by using Niles with Laszlo's dual strike.
Let's go. What's this?
There's still the threat of the Omiyoji. It's going to heal the Swordmaster that Niles just weakened, but I really don't want that to happen since it would ruin my kill setup for Selena. Thankfully, there are other enemies it can target if they get weakened more than the Swordmaster, which is something that Reyna is able to accomplish.
We've got this! I can support you.
Let's get started. Such are the whims of fate.
I want to further weaken the Swordmaster since Selena still can't kill it. Niles can chip it down enough by using the Shining Bow.
I won't let you down.
Let's win this one, alright?
Let's end this here. Stay strong.
I had it under control.
Baruka goes next to Selena and uses Rally Strength for Laszlo to weaken the Swordmaster. To ensure the Swordmaster's survival, I have Baruka unequip her weapon.
Hey, it's me. Let's go.
This hit is pretty inaccurate, but she only faces this bad of hit rates a couple times on this map. Any other case, she'll usually have a dual strike partner to help her.
Like I'd lose. Huh?
I can't kill the Spearmaster with Selena this turn, so I have my other units take care of it instead.
I'll protect you.
Oboro uses Thunder here to allow some lenience with her and Laszlo needing to hit.
Here we go.
I owe you one.
I want Oboro to hold the Horse Spirit, since the extra stats will guarantee that the Omiyoji attacks Tsubaki instead.
I'll help you.
Reina will spend the next couple turns fighting off the pursuing Falcon Knights. The second Falcon Knight is able to attack Reina from 3 sides, and for some reason it randomly chooses between attacking from the bottom and the right, despite it making sense to want to go for the top or bottom for the dual strike. I wanted to attack from the right, since if it goes to the bottom, Reina will have to go in range of the Mechanist and Master Ninja to kill the Falcon Knight, and that's not something she's able to survive.
We can't lose. Stay focused.
These next few turns are pretty straightforward. I want my units to end up in specific spots, so during this, I was looking at my notes and making absolutely sure that everyone was doing the correct thing. It's nothing too interesting to write commentary for, so for now I'll begin explaining some things about Selena. The first question that people probably have is, why am I trying to use her now? It's chapter 22, and I already have perfectly good units to have access to everything that she has. The short answer is that it was just a funny idea. However, there are a lot of smaller reasons that contributed to this. If you've noticed, my team is crazy overleveled, thanks to me doing 5 paralogs in a row. I'm honestly set up fairly well for endgame at this point. That makes for the rest of the maps being incredibly boring, and in fact, Selena isn't really going to help too much at all with fixing that, since that's just kind of how late game rev is. It does, however, give me a goal to work towards, other than just finishing up my nearly complete units. Since Revelation is the game that it is, reinforcements take a very long time to spawn. I've elected to stop caring about them in maps after this, solely for the fact that there's just not really any need to kill them at this point. But for this map in particular, taking the lengthened time to set up kills for Selena actually helps a lot. It allows for the reinforcements to spawn without just sitting around doing nothing after I've cleared the whole map with Baruka and Oboro. The second thing I want to go over is what I actually plan on doing with her. She actually has a pretty good selection for her class options. She's married to Hinata already, so right off the bat, she can promote into a hero, bow knight, swordmaster, master of arms, and her heartseal classes of Falcon Knight and Kenshi Knight. She has a fast support with Baruka, so it wouldn't take very long to get access to the Wyvern classes either. I was personally thinking that I could do a good damage stack on her, since I have access to Swordfare, Life and Death, Strength +2, Trample, and Strong Riposte. I can also probably do a great enemy phase build, since she already has access to Vantage, Shuriken Breaker, Axe Breaker, Air Superiority, and if she becomes friends with Baruka, she'll get Sword Breaker. She also has Soul and Strong Riposte. You may be wondering where I'm gonna find all the time to get all this training in. This map, she will be able to train up to promotion and then some, and then after that I have Invasion 2, Paralog 2, Invasion 3, and the 4 story maps that are before Chapter 27 and Endgame. I'll go ahead and say now that Chapter 23 sucks, so she won't be deployed for that map. I very well may not end up going through with the full crazy Selena build like I have for Laszlo or Baruka, but I want her to be at least usable. And if it really comes down to it, I can use the infinite experience you get from Chapter 26. I will also say that there's a good chance that I won't do Invasion 3. Hell, I'm only deciding on Invasion 2 because of Selena. I'm not going to hide the fact that I think the invasion maps are really stupid. I think that being able to build your own map is cool and all, but having multiple big clumps of enemies spawning really far apart from each other is awful to actually play in my opinion. That's why I held off for so long on Invasion 1 and 2, and Invasion 3 is completely unnecessary to do anyway, so I wouldn't get much out of it. I'm also fairly burnt out on this playthrough, which is contributing to my decision to skip the map. It's not that I don't like this run, I've had a lot of fun with it, but Rev is a really slow game, and making the actual videos for it really sucks since the commentary turns into what's happening right now. Expect the next few maps to be a lot more off the cuff than this. I might do some that are in real-time commentary, since that's the only way I can feasibly make some of these maps interesting. I could also turn Chapter 24 into sort of like a guide, since I don't think there is one on that map, and I think it'd be fun to do. We'll see where it goes. There's a few other goals I need to get done, but not all on this map. Those being finish my builds for my units, obviously, but also build support between Corrin and Reyna. Towards the end of the map, I actually do start feeding a bit of kills into Reyna to start working on that now. By the end of the next map, they should get S support. There was also the option of marrying Flora, but I didn't really feel like it, since she joined so late that I think it would just be kind of annoying to deal with, considering all the paralogs are already done. I will, however, give Flora her time to shine. She won't be a great combat unit, but her healing isn't bad, so I can easily swap her out instead of Jacob or Felicia. Her growths kind of dictate that she would be better as a combat unit, but she really doesn't bring anything to the table that I want, so I'm just gonna keep her as a maid.